Let's be real. Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in choices? Stuck scrolling, researching, and just, thinking? Well, you've landed in the right place. Today, we're going to break down why you can't decide anything, and I'm going to give you the 5-minute fix that actually works. Okay, so the very first thing you have to get your head around is this, and it's going to sound completely backward. The thing you think is helping you, all that extra thinking, that deep dive research, the endless analysis, that's actually the very thing freezing you in place. And that's the big question, right? It feels like a personal failure, like something's wrong with us. But it's not. It's just a glitch in our programming. So we're going to unpack the actual brain science behind why we get stuck, dig up some ancient wisdom that holds the key, and then, most importantly, give you a simple routine to finally break the cycle.
First things first, let's put a name to this feeling, because this isn't just being indecisive. No, this is a specific, well-known psychological trap.
Here it is, analysis paralysis. It's that moment when you've thought about something so much from every possible angle that you just can't move forward. You are, quite literally, frozen by your own thoughts.
So, what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it's replaying the same 2 job offers in your head for weeks. It's having 50 tabs open trying to find the perfect camera, but never actually buying one. And it's definitely using, "I just need a little more information," as an excuse to put off a tough conversation. Sound familiar?
And here's the trick your brain plays on you. All that analysis feels so productive, doesn't it? It feels like you're making progress, but really it's a defense mechanism. It's a clever way to dodge the fear of making a mistake. After all, if you never actually choose, you can never choose wrong.
So if it's a trap, why do we keep walking right into it? Well, here's the good news. This isn't a flaw in your character. It's a feature of your biology. Let's get into what's actually happening inside your head. So when you start to overthink, you trigger anxiety. And that anxiety just floods your prefrontal cortex, which is basically the CEO of your brain, the part that handles rational decisions. This clogs up your working memory. It's like trying to run a brand new video game on a computer with 0 RAM. And the really scary part, doing this over and over can actually weaken the hardware, making it even harder to break the cycle down the road.
And get this, if making a big decision feels physically painful, you are not imagining it. Brain scans show that for some people, the stress of a choice can trigger the exact same pathways as physical pain. Your brain literally can't tell the difference.
And here is the fundamental problem of modern life. We think we want more choices, right? More options means more freedom. Wrong. It turns out the psychologist Barry Schwartz discovered the exact opposite is true. More options don't lead to more freedom, they lead to more paralysis.
This classic study proves it perfectly. Researchers set up a table with 24 different kinds of jam. Shoppers were overwhelmed, and only 3% of them actually bought one. But when they cut the options down to just 6 jams, sales jumped by 10 times, to 30%. Fewer choices led to way more action. Think about that the next time you're scrolling through Netflix for an hour.
And this digital overload is having a huge real-world impact. This number, 908%. That's the increase in calls from Gen Z individuals looking for help with social anxiety just between 2019 and 2024. The constant pressure to have the perfect online life combined with infinite choice is a perfect storm for analysis paralysis.
So all this really boils down to 2 kinds of decision makers. You've got maximizers, who are obsessed with finding the absolute 100% perfect option, and the research shows they end up less happy. And then you have satisficers. They aim for good enough, they make a call, and they move on. And guess what? They are consistently happier and more productive. The hunt for perfection is a trap.
Okay, so we've got the problem and we've got the science. Now it's time for the solution. And weirdly enough, it comes from a place that's thousands of years old.
This ancient text, the Bhagavad Gita, absolutely nails it. It's a concept called karma yoga, and it basically means this. You have a right to your effort. You have a right to the action itself, but you have no right to the outcome. The result is completely out of your hands. And letting go of the outcome is the ultimate cheat code to relieve the pressure of making the perfect choice.
The ancient Stoics had a similar tool, and it's incredibly practical. They called it the dichotomy of control. It's so simple. When you're stressing, you just ask one question. Is this in my control? If the answer is the outcome, what other people think, the future, then no, it's not. Let it go. If the answer is your effort, your actions right now, your attitude, then yes, it is. Focus only on that.
All right, let's bring it all together. Here is the practical step-by-step plan you can use every single day to smash through that paralysis. This is the fix.
Here are the 4 steps. Step 1, the brain dump. Get every single worry out of your head and onto a piece of paper. Just seeing it all there clears up so much mental RAM. Step 2, find the 2-minute gateway. Find the tiniest possible version of your task. Don't write a novel, write 1 sentence. That tiny action is all you need for momentum. Step 3, set a deadline. Give every decision an expiration date. No more endless thinking. When time's up, you decide with what you know. And step 4, apply the Stoic filter. Ask yourself, is this in my control? If yes, act. If no, you have permission to let it go.
And here's a mental model to live by. Remember the Satisficer? This is their secret weapon, the 80-20 rule. You get 80% of the value you need from the first 20% of your research. The other 80% of your time is spent chasing tiny, insignificant details. Stop chasing. Good enough is almost always good enough.
And for the really big decisions, use this brilliant technique. Just ask yourself 3 questions. How will I feel about this choice in 10 minutes? Okay. How about in 10 months? And finally, in 10 years. This trick instantly breaks you out of that short-term fear. You realize most things we agonize over won't even matter in 10 months, let alone 10 years.
Look, if you take only one thing away from all of this, let it be this. You cannot think your way to clarity. It doesn't work. Clarity is a byproduct of action. You don't figure out the entire path and then start walking. You just start walking, and the path reveals itself as you go.
So what do you do now? Don't just close this window and go back to overthinking. I want you to look at your to-do list, your open tabs, that text message you haven't sent. What is the smallest, messiest, most imperfect action you can take in the next 2 minutes? Do that. Right now.